All right. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining. Thanks, Spencer, for kind of leading us through some workout stuff. For those of you who know friends who are missing this morning, we will be posting this on YouTube later. So yeah, I'll just let Spencer kick it off right away.
Right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Happy Friday. So as always, here is the list for those of you back at home. See if you can read my chicken scratch. So for May, we have alternating bridge marches. We've got side planks with a leg lift if possible. Single leg pogo jumps, rear foot elevated split squats with a little goofy dosing today. Some creeper walks, 3-way calf raises, and then in between there, I can't read backwards, 4-way step ups. All right. So as always, I'll demo exercises. We'll go through this progression of kind of a little warm up, a jumping, main strength, and then some accessory work on the end. A couple new exercises today. We did the rear foot elevated split squat a couple months ago, but we're going to play with the dosing of it. So I'm going to try to show you guys how, if you don't have weights, how you can use tempo and variations of how you move to make it more challenging or easier. Okay, so today, I'm just thinking equipment wise, use the floor. We'll use some sort of step for one of them. So that'll be whether it's a chair, a couch, a little bit. I'm going to use a stepper over here. The creeper marches just on the floor. The step ups, you'll need a step, or like the bottom step of a staircase works really, really well for that. And then calf raises just off the floor. So if you want to make it a little harder, you can use a band. Otherwise, all you need today is a step, some form of staircase or chair or something like that. So pretty low maintenance from an equipment standpoint. And then we're mainly just going to mess around with how we move and the tempo of things. So first is going to be alternating bridge march. Let me set up the camera here. All right, so we're going to lie down, do our typical bridge. So core stays nice and tight, rib cage pulled down, hips off the ground. Maintain this position, and you're going to alternate legs. Okay, so we're going to try to do 8 repetitions on each side, and then we'll switch. So core tight, ribs down, lift the pelvis, and then let's alternate. There's 1, 2, 3. Try to keep your hips nice and level. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, so 8 on each side. This is one where you should feel it a little bit more in your back or your pelvis. You're using your glutes, your hamstring to help keep you upright, but the challenge here is that shifting of weight, as your weight shifting from one leg back to the other, which is what we have to do as we shift from one leg to the other when we're running. Okay? 2 to 3 sets for this. Today, let's just do 2. I told you we were doing sets of 8. I count to 16, so I just double it. So I hit each leg. Count however you want. If you want to go 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, whatever works best for you. I lose track when I do it that way, so I just count to 16, double it. Okay, so second set. Get in position, activate that core, keep that core tight, drive through the hips, weight kind of through your heels, and march. If you keep your hands in the air, it'll be a little bit more challenging. If you need to use them on the ground to help stabilize, that's okay too. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Good. So like I said, ways to make this easier. Smaller steps off the ground or hands against the ground so that you have a little bit more support from a stability standpoint. Harder, hands off, or you do it on one of these. So just to kind of scale things up and down for you guys if you're looking for a little bit more difficulty or a little bit easier. All right, so that's our alternating bridge. Next, we're going to go to a side plank. So again, this is another one that we can go really easy to really, really challenging. I'm going to show you that whole spectrum. We'd like to get to a leg lift. That's going to add a lot more strain through the hip, but you might not be able to do that depending on how much fatigue you have, how difficult, challenging the exercise is on your hips and your core. So let's go to a side plank. Your typical side plank is here, right? Shoulder, hips, ankle, all in a line, just through the elbow. This is that progression, kind of like that starfish where this leg is stabilizing up in the air, keeping that core nice and tight. You're not sticking your butt back, you're not rolling forward. If that's too challenging, bend the knees, you can do a side plank here, and you can do your leg lift here. I would rather you get to this point. So if this is too hard, let's scale back to doing this, okay? Let's see, I have a question in there. Let me check that quick. Oh, nice.
Just me.
So, yep, good. Let's try the side plank. We're gonna do 30-second holds. If you guys can do it from the standard plank with your legs up, great. If you need to do it from that bent knee, let's do that instead, okay? So I'll do the first one, the standard way. The second set, I'll do the modification way. All right, so ready, and go. So hips up, leg up, and we'll hold. Trying to keep everything in a nice, stable line. If you need to use this hand for some support, you can. Ideally, it's off the ground. 10 seconds in. We're holding for 30 seconds. Core tight. You're gonna feel both your hips working. Primarily, we're focusing on the bottom hip. 20 seconds in, 10 more seconds. And 3, 2, 1, switch. Switch sides. Same sort of thing. Get everything in nice alignment. Hips up and here. So for me, my right hip is one I typically have deficits on. This one is more challenging. So it's not the top leg that gets a lot of the work, it's the bottom one. About halfway. Foot slip it a little bit. Hold it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And then let's switch sides. And I'm going to show you if you can keep with that typical kind of starfish leg lift, do that. If you have to modify it, that's totally fine. So now we'll go from the knee bent position. When your knees are bent, let me show you this one. I want it to be here, so you're in a nice line, not here. You can see how this angles back and then forward. It should be a straight line. So let's get in that straight line, and leg lift, and go. I can still feel it working here. This is the progression down. All right, and then we're about halfway. Core stays tight. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, switch. Over here, same sort of thing. Knees in line, hips pushing forward, up and up. A lot of times people will push through their shoulder, and this bothers the shoulder. Try to activate from the core. Use your hips and your core to help stabilize. 10 more seconds. Keep those hips forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Any questions on that one? Awesome, sweet. So next we're gonna do some jumping. So single leg jumping, like always, if you're having calf, Achilles, plantar fasciitis issues, this could irritate some symptoms. With that said, this is something you need to do to return from injury with one of those, but we're gonna do single leg here if you're not having pain. If you are having pain, let's do double leg. If double leg is still painful, then we can skip it all together, okay? So just make sure that what we're doing today doesn't aggravate any of your symptoms. So I'm going to show you the single leg pogo jumps. We're going to go up and down, side to side, and forward and back. Okay? So I've got a nice floor where I have some cracks in the floor. So for the up and down and side to side, I'm going to be able to pick a line. There we go. Pick a line and try to shoot back and forth. If you have that, use it. You'll be able to measure kind of the accuracy and precision of your jumping. If not, don't worry about it. Okay. So we're just going to go up and down first. Just one leg. Nice, easy jumps. Try to keep the running motion in there. Okay. Your calf might get tired during this. We're worried about quick, soft jumps. As you progress, you can use a metronome, set your beats per minute, 140, progressing down to 120. You really want to challenge, put it at 90. That's pretty tough. And switch. So shake out the calf, next one, and go. Nice quick jumps, soft landing. Try not to hear it. Ten more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Any questions on that one? You'll feel okay? No pain, no just anything? Good? Awesome. So we can roll right into the next one. Let's go side to side next, and then we'll finish it forward and back. So switch to the leg you did first. If you can, pick a line and then jump side to side. Ready? And go. Same sort of thing. Nice, soft, quick jumps. So plyometrics are pretty challenging. They don't necessarily feel like it in the moment, but if you pile them up too much, this is something that can really tear down your muscle tissue, set you back a little bit. But it's a really, really important stimulus because running is all about generating force, storing energy, releasing it. And that's what we're doing here. Rest. We're going to start at 0 and go. Other side. Try to focus on being pretty accurate, pretty precise with your jumps. Gain some coordination and control over this. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So pretty good. All right. One more. So all we're doing now is forward and back. Same sort of thing on the line. You can't see the line behind you, so it's really going to work on some of your body awareness to know if you're landing in the same place forward and back. All right. Ready and go. Same sort of cadence. Calves are getting a little tired. Don't worry, they'll be tired by the end. We got a couple more calf exercises today. Good. And 4, 3, 2, 1, switch. And go. Halfway through. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right. Take a little break. Doing it outside, that's nice. I wish I was doing it outside right now. All right. So the next one is going to be that rear foot elevated split squat. And this is what we're going to play with a little bit. So let me set up my stack. I'm just using a small step here. I'll put my camera down a little bit so you can see. And I'll show you a full set of this first before we all do it together. So, as always, placement of the foot is up to you, personal preference. I like it like this. I have more range of motion than, it's called dorsiflexion versus plantar flexion. So it feels better for me to be here. We're going to go down and hold for 5 seconds. 3, 4, 5. Pulse for 5 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then do 5 repetitions. 4, 5. And that's going to be a set on a side. So instead of just going up and down, we're going to add this isometric hold, a little bit of a pulse at the bottom of that squat, and then go through the full range of motion. You can let your knee go past your toes as long as you're not having knee pain. If you're having knee pain, then you need to take a further step out so that it looks more like this, right? My knee is over my ankle. If you're not having knee pain, this is totally fine. Okay? The question we get pretty often. Just make sure. Good. All right. All right. If everybody feels good, we'll go into this one. Pick a leg, any leg. We'll do both. We'll switch right from one to the other. So foot up and down and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From here, we're going to pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then repetitions up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And switch. All right. So down and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take a little break. How's that feel for people? Feel pretty good? All right. So typically, like if I just dose this, you'll hold on to some weights, you do 8 reps, do it for 4 sets. Today, you can hold weight if you want. Like I have a kettlebell, I can hold in the front, dumbbells on the side. Otherwise, we're just gonna do 3 sets, 5-second hold, 5-second pulse, 5 repetitions. All right, let's go. Number 2. And foot up and down, hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And rest. 2, 3, 4, 5. And switch. All right, and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And pulse. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, take a little break. We'll do 1 more set, and then we're going to go, cut my head off, to our creeper walk. So it's solely a walk for the calves. I'll show you that one. And then for that one, am I dead freeze? Nope, I'm good. For the creeper walk, you can hold weights. I'm going to show it without weights just to make it easier, but it's another one that you can have weights for. All of these you can just progress with weights. Okay? Let's do last set. 1 more here. Foot up. And we're going to go down and hold. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And switch. All right. And down and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And reps. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Maybe Rick, I think that's a question. That. for the dips. Focus or just treat the. So we would want to treat both. We want to do basically as much range of motion. So if you're having difficulty with one of those on a specific side, you want to work both legs because we get some carryover benefit neurologically. But you want to try to put that knee through as much range of motion as it can tolerate without really pushing through that discomfort. There's a caveat to that depending on what the issue is, but let's just go generalize right now. Go as deep as you can if you have a knee pain without causing that discomfort. Normally I say we're basically gonna get to kind of like kiss that pain and then back off just slightly, work as much as you can right there, and over time, you should be able to raise that ceiling, okay? Sweet. All right, creeper walk. So this is a fun one. So we're gonna do, people heard of a farmer walk march, kind of carrying weight and marching. We're gonna do this for your calves. So we're gonna do the same thing, bend your knees, lift your heels, and you're gonna march. Take small steps, and we're gonna do this for a minute. Just kind of walk around the room, okay? I'm gonna wipe my face. Whew. All right, ready? So let's kind of get down to a squat, raise the heels, and go. It's a balance exercise. Smaller the steps, the better. The slower you move, the better. So I like to keep my hands here. I want to keep my hips pretty level. We can also walk like you're running. So you're tiptoeing around the house, trying not to make it sound. Loading up that calf, working on the balance, especially when you're on one foot. You can add weights to this, makes it a lot more challenging. We got 12 seconds left. And rest. Take a break. How was that one? Pretty good? Any questions on that one? It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. So it's more balance, single leg stance stability, loading up to that calf over a longer period of time. Okay? One more set of that, and then we're going to go to the one where you would need a step if you have it. Okay? So let's do one more march. I'm going to march the opposite direction. So, little squat, stay nice and tall, heels up, and marching. Nice and slow, small steps, stay as upright as possible. We know when we run, we want to maintain an upright position. That leads to better mechanics, better performance. You'll know when you fatigue, you start to collapse forward, right? We can start here, and then a lot of times as we get tired, we bend forward, our back goes forward. We're trying to train ourselves to stay nice and upright. Spin around. Yeah. How goofy do we feel? Hopefully your neighbors are seeing you won't do this. Back and forth. 15. And we're going to end in 3, 2, 1. Good. All right. Let me set up a small step here. So I'm going to lower this slightly just so you can see. Okay. So I'm going to use a step. You're standing here. I showed you that band at the beginning. If you have a band, you can put it around your ankles for this one. But what we're going to do is we're going to be in a single leg position, 10 kicks to the side. We're not kicking like this. So you can't see my head, but watch my hips. We're kicking, maintain a level pelvis. So it's not that far of a kick. This is more just to kind of get some load and some stress through the hips, because the rest of the exercise is what the focus is. So this is a 4-way step up. So you're stepping up, and you're going to move 4 directions. Here's direction 1, you do 10. Direction 2, you do 10. So foot to the side, then foot goes back, 10. And then you do a curtsy where the foot goes to this opposite corner, 10. If you are having knee pain, same thing as with the squats, only go as low as you can tolerate. This will put a lot of load through the knee. This should load up your hip and your quad and cause some significant fatigue in that area. Some people feel it down in the foot if their foot's really gripping to kind of hold themselves upright, depending on your balance. Okay? So we're going to do 10 in each direction. Switch legs, 10 in each direction, and we'll leave it at that. All right? So if you have a step, we'll get in this position. If you don't, let's just do it standing up and down on the floor. So you'll just be kind of here, kicking to the side, doing a step forward, a step backwards, and then a curtsy to the side. The whole time trying to maintain all of your weight on this one leg, so you're balancing basically the entire time. Okay? If you have a step, get to a step. If you don't, let's try the floor. All right, you ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then straight down. If you're on the floor, you're going to be going forward. 2, 3, 4, 5. Knee going forward and back. 6, 7, hip staying level. 8, 9, 10, and now behind you. So I don't want this. Don't do that. Only go as low as you can control. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm starting to feel my head. 9, 10. And now reach to that opposite corner, little curtsy. 1, and you're losing balance. Getting that fatigue. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can feel it here. 7, and here. 8, 9, 10. Take a rest. How was that for people? Thumbs up. Is that all right? Okay. Ooh, I'm tripping over my box. Okay. So, try the other side. Ready? And kicks. So this is the one where we can use a band to make this a little bit more challenging. Because standing up, this is pretty easy. Mainly just focused on the hips. 9, 10 roughly, and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stay nice and tall. 7, 8, 9, 10, and then back. Stay nice and tall. Still here. Try not to lean too far forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then curtsy. 1. Get a good burn here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Big break. Whew. All right. So, there we go. So reps and sets. We can add 2 sets of that. You can add an extra set to the bridges, side planks, add an extra set to the step, rear foot elevated split squats, Bulgarian split squat, whatever you like to call them. But for now, what we just did was 30-ish minutes. It's a pretty solid workout, very limited weights, resistances. It's a good place to be. If you can stay consistent with that 2 or 3 times a week, you're going to set yourself up for success. Not necessarily, I hate the term preventing injuries. We can't prevent much of anything, but we can reduce our risk of an injury occurring. So you're basically giving yourself more body armor, giving your body more tissue capacity and more resiliency to whatever life throws at you, whatever you're going to do from a loading standpoint, run, swim, bike, lift, whatever. Okay? Questions for me? Sweet. All right, that is it, folks. Any questions that you want to shoot me a message, feel free. Spencer@peakendurancept.com. You can reach out to me, email, Facebook, Instagram, whatever works best for you. Otherwise, we will see you guys next time.
If there's a next time,
We'll
see.
we'll get a hold of everybody. We'll let you know.
Yeah, with the rate that things are opening up, and the turnouts on these Friday mornings, Spencer and I will have to kind of rethink whether we'll keep doing these virtually or have some sort of other offering. But virtually is easier for Spencer's schedule. But ever since Dane County said June 2nd, orders are gone, life has kind of ramped up. But we'll announce things and keep everybody on social media and newsletter and Facebook up to date as well. So.
And if you have feedback for us, if you like the virtual, you want to try some in-person stuff, you want more just like videos sent to you, let us know what works best for you guys. And we'll see what we can make work. The goal is to try to help keep everybody as healthy as possible so you can stay moving.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you.
No problem. Have a good Friday.
Thanks, Spencer, for leading.
No problem.